Okay, so welcome back everybody. I have my sounding rocket still being built. It's just over a week away from being complete, so I'm going to accelerate. I'm going to warp to the completion of the construction of this first sounding rocket of my Reach for the Stars career in Realism Overhaul, Real Solar System, RP0 career mode. Okay, so let's go. Oh, nice day. 8th of January 1951. And it's just after 6 PM GMT. Which means it's about 1 PM in the afternoon, as in 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 PM here in Florida. So, yeah, so that's basically the alert I was telling you about earlier on. So the full investment is complete. S1, please check the VAB storage at US Cape Canaveral to launch it. So that will basically, if you build launches anywhere else in the world, it will actually let you exactly what was complete and where it was completed. But we're in Canaveral already. So I'm going to roll this out. So it'll take 1 hour, 22 minutes and 25 seconds. So warp to complete. Okay, so there we are. Now this is part of Kerbal alarm clock. So I like to always delete these because they don't stay in here. As you can see, it's greyed out, but it will still stay in there. So I just like to click on delete on close. I wish that was actually selectable, so you can actually just keep it on. For some reason you have to keep clicking on that. I don't know why it's like that. Okay, so let's go to launch. I will rename this pad just for very quickly. What's I call it? Something auspicious. No, nothing's auspicious. Let's launch pad 1. And also something else as well about KCT, Kerbal Construction Time. You can actually have multiple launch pads. They're not represented graphically here, but you can have one at, let's say, we can have one at the top end. As you upgraded, you can upgrade them. So this could be number 3. So launch pad 1, 3 in brackets means it's top level, 3rd level. There you go, another one, which you can switch to in here. Once you have more than one to select. And the other one could be maybe level 1, just for your sounding rocket, something like that. Just for your maybe part testing, things like that. So yeah, that's just a little bit extra information for anyone interested in Kerbal construction time. I'm going to go to the launch pad and I'm going to launch this rocket. Okay, so we are at the launch pad. And there's a sounding rocket. So if you right click on the launch clamp itself, it will actually show you fuel pump enabled. So these will actually feed fuel and electric charge to whatever rocket they're attached to. So you can run the engines, let them spool up, and they won't use any fuel as long as they actually supply. There's a set amount of fuel that they will supply. So if your engine used up more fuel than these can supply, you could maybe need to actually attach more than one. As you can see, we're not using any electric charge. Obviously not using any fuel either because we're not really running the engine, which actually be a pretty bad idea. So if I tap T to bring the SAS on, there. So this one has no operational SAS modules and no parts aboard, can't engage SAS. Because as I said in the VAB, this is just a straight telemetry unit. There is no guidance at all. Once this rocket engine fires, ignites, and the clamp decouples, it will just go in a line. That's one of the main reasons why I actually blint it over slightly compared to vertical. So let's tap M on the keyboard to go to the map. You see you have different tracking stations, just like I showed you in the tracking station itself, but these are ground stations. That is all it will show you. Okay, let's zoom a little bit further in. Okay, go back to the launch pad. Okay, so this here, up here for people who don't know, this is actually Remote Tech's flight computer. Now, Remote Tech is actually giving you, it gives you a number of options. I have all the realism options actually selected. The biggest thing about Remote Tech is it has light speed limitations, which means your signals from your ground station radio signals will take longer and longer amounts of time to get to the target craft, and consequently your return signals from the craft will take the same amount of time. So as you get further and further out, it can take minutes, it can even take hours. So maneuvering a craft manually yourself will become more and more impossible. Become more and more difficult until it becomes impossible to do. So that's where this comes in. A little bit too much advanced right now to go through, and I won't be going through it anyway. This is just something you will have to read up for yourselves. You actually see the way I operate it myself. I'm no expert, but I know pretty much enough to get myself by. But right now we can't use it. We have no guidance at all. Okay, so we're going to launch this rocket. See how hard we can get it. So it's 3, 2, 1. So that's the first contract completed. So that's 2 kilometres. 3 kilometres. We have to reach 120 kilometres to complete the next contract. We have a number of achievements that we can actually achieve right now though. So we've got 2. That's 3, that's 4. So that's the contract and 3 other achievements achieved already. There is Florida. Okay, so the engine is cut out. It's used all of its fuel up. I've used 6 points worth of electric charge already. So it's using 0.10 electric charge. Got 50 kilometres. We're still going. We probably won't reach 120 kilometres though. By the way, we're decelerating. Let's take a quick look. No. So it's 83.2. 83.5. Yeah, 83.5. 83.5 kilometres. Or 83,500 metres. So quite a little bit down on that. But so we're going to take back a little bit of telemetry data. Being very careful to hit the actual analysed telemetry as opposed to range safety. Range safety will just blow the rocket up. That's for safety, obviously. So analysed telemetry. So we'll get 2.3 sight if we transmit and 2.3 sight if we recover. So we're going to transmit it. Okay, let's take a look at the achievements. The first one is an altitude record of 80 kilometers. That's the last one we got. So it goes in reverse order. So that's 60. It's 50, 40, 30, 20, 900 meters a second. An altitude record of 10 kilometers. 600 meters a second. 350 meters a second. And there's the contract complete. So congratulations, your space program is off to a great start. Now it is time for some rocket science, as you need to continue to go higher, faster and further. So here we go. We're going to go exactly why. This demonstrates perfectly exactly why I wanted to lean the launcher over slightly. It's just so we don't fall straight back down onto the launch pad itself and cause damage. Because the damage is actually very expensive to repair. So I've got plenty of electric charge. They're 155 from 180, but it was only just over 4 minutes. So still talking several minutes worth of electric charge. So it's plenty of electric charge for what we need to do right now. It's going to make a pretty big bang when it hits the ocean. We're not going to get any of this back. At least I highly doubt we will. We're coming down at 1 kilometer a second. So I want to zoom out so it doesn't deafen everyone. Impact now. So take a look what it says. So insufficient avionics, locking controls, which is obviously it was only a telemetry unit. So 5 minutes and 4 seconds. So what it says here. Sounding rocket telemetry unit splashed down hard and was destroyed, which is pretty obvious. You saw that. So all the parts were completely destroyed. But we got quite a few achievements. We completed one of the contracts, but not the 120 kilometer altitude. We need to go faster and higher. So we'll go back to the Space Centre. Okay, so here we are, back at the Space Centre. So we've got a little bit more money, 234,494. We have 2.3 signs. So let's head into the R&D section just for a moment. So we have 2.3 signs to spend. I don't think we'll have enough to do anything much. No, we need 10 to unlock early orbital rocketry. We need 5 for early construction. But we need 1 for supersonic flight. And we need 10 for early event. So I'm going to unlock, but start the R&D team working on this. I'll toss us one side. Up here when I click research, you'll see it actually disappears quite quickly, so you have to be quite quick to read it, how long it's going to take to unlock in days. Okay, so it's 45 days, 14 hours, 59 minutes and what was that? Didn't say that. 59 seconds was it? Yes, I only have 1.3. So once this is finished, after the allotted amount of time to unlock the R&D node, it's going to cost us 50,400 credits. And these parts of the X1. I don't know if I want to actually use the X1. I want to actually do some... I may do. But it's a little bit early for the X1. It's only 1951. The X1 wasn't until 1960, I believe. I might be wrong with that. So, yeah. I may do some sort of test flights with the X1. But it's a little bit difficult because it's supposed to be dropped from the actual underside of a wing of a bomber, of a carrier craft, so it might be a little bit difficult to actually do anything like that. So yeah, so we'll go back out to the Space Center view. So we'll just take a look in Kerbal construction time. We'll click on tech. It says supersonic flight, 45 days, 40 hours, 59 minutes and 48, 47, 46 and 45 seconds. So there we go. If we had more points to spend, we do. So if I put 1 point in there, that'll make it 9.5 per year. So if we go and take now, it's going to 30, so that's just shaved off 7 days. That's not bad. Just shaved off 7 days from 45 days. So that's good. It's not always that easy. Okay, so I'm going to pop into the mission control and see what else we can get. So we've got available. So now we have the Kármán line, which is actually 20 kilometers less than the contract we have currently active. So the Kármán line is 100 kilometers. Again, there's no time limit. We get 4,000 advance, and if we complete, we get 100,000 credit plus 10 reputation, but no science. So I'll not accept that. Okay, so sounding rocket is low. So that's 75,000 meters or 75 kilometers. And I've got 9. So this basically is the first time we've seen a time limit, and it's 90 days. That's pretty easy. It's 75 kilometers. We've been well over 75 kilometers. So yeah, that should be pretty easy. So now we have 3 contracts on top of reach 100 kilometers and reach 1200 meters per second for the 2 uncrewed achievement points there. So we've got the sounding rockets that we had from before, which is 120 kilometers. The Kármán line is 100 kilometers, and this is 75 kilometers for the sounding rocket low. So let's go back out. Let's head back into the VAB. I'm going to see if I can actually extend the burn time beyond the 50 seconds that the engine actually rates for. It should be safe to do between 5 and 10 seconds extra. That might just be enough to take us that extra few kilometers. So let's go into the VAB. Okay, so here we are, back in the VAB. And there's a sounding rocket. So it was very stable. It was actually quite nice. Didn't wobble at all. But it did curve over a little bit more than I actually wanted it to. But that could be down to the ballast that we're using, or the amount of ballast. So let me just go in here. I'm going to bring the ballast down. It's 12.45 kilometers, 12.45 kilos of weight. So I'm going to bring this down to a fraction. So if I bring it down to what? If I bring it down to 0.1, it will still be over a kilo. Yeah, 2.245 kilos and 2,235 meters per second. So you can see how much even just a small amount of weight affects the Delta V, especially with such a small engine like the MOB WSC Corporal. So I'm going to leave that as it is. So that's 2 points. That's 10 kilos less weight, which is 2.2 kilos, like 2.2. Yep. So it's about 24 pound, about 24 pounds in weight, roughly. 2.2 kilos. No, sorry, it's the way around. 2.2 kilos to a pound. So it's a significant amount of weight actually. It doesn't sound like much when you say it, 10 kilos, but it is actually quite a lot of weight that we've knocked off there. Okay, so like I said, I want to extend this tank a little bit. There's 53 seconds. I'm going to leave it at 55.8 seconds. I don't want to push it too far because it could blow up in midair, at which point be completely, utterly, well, useless. Be a complete waste of time. So this is going to be 7 days, 6 hours, 40 minutes and 15 seconds. So I'm going to save this revised version. Well, I say it's not exactly revised, it's slightly longer burn time and slightly less, well, 10 kilos less in ballast. I'm going to keep it the same curve, so it's I'm going to keep it leaning over slightly towards the east. So I'm going to save it and I'm going to build it. And let's head back out to the Space Center view and use the time warp to complete the rocket. Okay, so back at the Space Center view. So unlock the window. And right now, even if the rocket was ready, we couldn't actually launch it because it's going to be an hour and 10 minutes or so before the launch pad's been reconditioned. It has to be reconditioned after each launch, otherwise cleaned up. So we'll warp to the completion of the launch pad cleaning. We'll warp to completion of the rocket. Just come up to the morning. So it'll take about an hour to roll it out anyway. Okay, so we roll it out. Then we'll go to launch. Still quite early in the morning, but it's not too bad, so we'll go to launch. Okay, so here we are, back at the launch pad. That was sounding rocket. Let me just check for signs on the launch pad itself, telemetry data. Don't think there will be any. No. So the experiment tells you nothing you didn't already know. So there's nothing on the launch pad to be had. Okay, this should go a lot higher, and hopefully it'll go a little bit faster as well. And hopefully the engine, because we overburn it by 5.8 seconds, doesn't blow up. So just check the map, if it lets me move it. And there's the moon, just there. Got the correct distance. Okay, so as I said before, the last launch, no SAS, there's no guidance at all, so it's just full throttle. Okay, so I'll launch in 3, 2, 1. Pass it through the cloud there. Kilometre a second, just exceeded. There's nothing new with that. Okay, so let's go to the map view. So we've completed the 1200 meters a second. Oh, just 113 kilometers. About 6.5 or so kilometers short of 120. Okay. That's 100 o'clock. That's a Kerbal line hit. I'll go for the bottom one first. So 75 kilometers. That's the first contract, and that's a Kerbal line contract. There we go. So we've reached space. Well, technically orbital space starts at 140 kilometers or so, just for the sake of the actual game itself. So seeing as we're over 100 kilometers, seeing as any more signs to be had. Yes, there is. So we've got another 2.3 signs to transmit or recover, so we get the same amount. There's no loss. So we'll do that. We'll transmit it. Yeah, 113. Just under 113.5 kilometers. Just under that. Because obviously, still being inside the atmosphere. We still have drag, which reduces the velocity down. Just that's more than just gravity would actually reduce it by. Obviously, gravity would pull us back down as well. Okay, so we're coming back down. So on the way down, we can actually pick up even more speed than we actually picked up on the way up. Which means we could actually, although I doubt it very much, if we reach 1500 meters a second on the way down, we will achieve this. Although I doubt if we will. Doubt if we will. So let's see if we can get some more signs. No. Don't think we'll have enough time anyway. 1.1, so I'll try and grab that. Might just have enough time. Where's 1200 meters per second? So out a bit more. They don't seem to make any difference. It's going a little bit loud in a few seconds. About now. Oh. Didn't actually hear any bangs. Okay. We know what happened. It went very high, pretty fast, and it came right down and smashed itself on the ocean surface. Let's go back to the Space Centre view.